Well, it looks like those pre-sale estimates that were put out a couple of weeks ago were way off, because now it's being predicted that FastX is going to come out with a $300 million opening. And I believe it, actually, because this movie, this franchise, is pretty popular worldwide. Domestic, I think it's going to do okay for sure. I mean, they're saying 60 million domestic right here. But where this movie's going to make its money is internationally. That's the big thing for the FastX movies. Internationally, these movies always do really, really well. It's what keeps them going, honestly. Why they keep making so many is because of the international numbers for it. These movies are kind of a guilty pleasure. I do like these movies. Not as much as I used to. Personally, I think when Paul Walker died, it was time to maybe end everything. But they're going to keep it going. They're going to keep it going. Ever since when he left, it hasn't been the same. I'm probably not the only one that feels that way. But I feel like it should have just ended there. That ending where they somehow put it together. I think they used his brother, where they're looking at each other in the cars and they go their separate ways. I think that would have been a fine ending. But, I mean, if it's making money, they're going to keep making them. So $300 million, blowing away those predictions that they were saying not that long ago. It looked like it was going to flop, but no, not now. Now it's making money. Made $18 million, I think, in China yesterday. And one other country. So, yeah, it's looking like it's going to do good. While it might seem that FastX has run out of gas in the States, it's totally turbo boosted overseas, as the 10th installment in the Universal franchise is eyeing an offshore start of $235 million and $60 million domestic. That would get FastX to $295 million worldwide, making it the third best global start for a Fast and Furious movie after 2017's Fate of the Furious, where it made $541 million, and 2015's Furious 7, $397 million. So, yeah, like they point out here, domestic, it's not going to do that good. But, I mean, $300 million something, $295, whatever it makes, that's an amazing opening weekend. So that's where we're at. Brie Larson in this movie, by the way. So that's where this is. Now, I was curious, what do the critics think of it? Because now reviews are out. FastX review. Jason Momoa makes a memorable villain in an action-stuffed franchise installment that's for fans only. Now, why are they saying this? Well, that's because there's so many of these movies. There's a ton of these movies. And I don't know. Can you really just walk in and watch this without having seen the old ones? I don't know. But from what I've read about this movie, it sounds like I'll like it, maybe, because it's all action. It's action stuff, nonstop action, which is what you look for in a movie like this, in my opinion. Fast cars, fast chase scenes. This is why I like these movies. I love a good chase scene. I love cars and motorcycles. So seeing them do cool shit, that's always appealed to me. Sometimes it's done better than others. I still think the greatest action chase scene and for the greatest action car scene is from the movie Bullet. It's a 10-minute car chase. It's still never been topped, in my opinion. It was so good they named a Mustang after it, and they still call it Bullet, when most people haven't even seen that movie because it's so old. But the critics, not liking it. In fact, it is currently rotten, with 75 reviews over on Rotten Tomatoes, which makes me think it might be a really good movie, because anytime the critics pan on something, it tells me that it's probably going to be a decent movie. I mean, I'm not walking in to see FastX thinking that it's going to be some kind of Shakespearean drama. At this point in time, I think you know what you're getting with these movies. They don't. Each installment that comes out for these movies, none of them really shake the core of the franchise or do any kind of revolutionary changes. They're literally kind of, in a lot of ways, the same movies over and over again. What makes them stand out is the action and the car chases are usually pretty fun and well done. And there's a market for that. And I think the reason you see 10 of these movies now is because of the fact that you just kind of know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. People like things they're familiar with. They're familiar. And it's something to do. But critics, they don't like it, which tells me maybe it's not woke. Maybe there's no wokeness in it. Not really a lot of woke in Fast and the Furious movies, to be honest. They've never really, as far as I remember, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see them pushing ideology with this movie. They seem to just want to entertain you. And, of course, critics always have problems with that. So here are some of the reviews. Look at this red-haired woman up here. Fake red hair, too, by the way. Totally fitting the stereotype. FastX suffers from the same condition as latter-day MCU movies, where it is so laden with internal mythology that it feels more like homework than popcorn entertainment. Then you got a good one from the Houston Chronicle, a Transporter, which is that is a great movie, by the way, great movie. Transporter director Louis Lederer puts his pedal to the metal, keeping things moving so quickly. Bodies and vehicles are perpetually in motion, driving, fighting, exploding, or dying, that there's little time to worry about how far-fetched it is. That sounds amazing. That is exactly what I want. But then you have from the Chicago Tribune, outlandish mayhem needs better visual stylists than Lederer. So far, the movie's too action-packed. Here's a good one, Seattle Times. This movie is good, silly, popcorn fun, with a couple of scenes at the end. Stay put during the first half of the credits, indicating even better times ahead. Yeah, this is perfect. This movie is good, silly, popcorn fun. That's what you want from a popcorn summer movie. This person from Newsday says, an overloaded and underwhelming sequel. And there might be 2 more chapters to go. Oh, no, God forbid. Here's from Chicago Sun-Times. You can't help but laugh at the sheer audacity of the filmmakers. Give them this much, and they are wholly embracing the madness. That's what people want from people. It's like, how much like over the top can it get every movie? So it's too over the top, too much action. I mean, what do you expect? This one, they're comparing it to Elvis dying on a toilet. Here's a good one. FastX is everything you love about this franchise cranked up to 10. Honestly, it's a surprise Dom didn't actually jump a shark during the plotting, padded runtime. Let's take a look at a couple more. A multi-car crash pileup is what this movie is. It's a downgrade for the franchise. A lot of awful dialogue while dodging guns and explosions. What have you been watching? How is that First off, dodging guns and explosions, great. That's what I want from this movie. Awful dialogue. Which Shakespearean version of these movies were you watching before? Much of the spectacle in this 10th film rehashes bonkers situations and scenes done before and better, a running theme that also pervades much of the narrative. So, yeah, it doesn't look like they like this movie. Audiences, though, that have reviews on here, there's not many. There's no score yet. Most people seem to think that it's pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed the racing and action scenes. Perfect. So, once again, why is this being review bombed by critics? Because that is what they're doing. I wonder, is it because it's not woke? Anyway, you be the judge for yourself. Let me know if you're going to go see it in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my locals and my Rumble. Comment below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.